여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon So-hwa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture. From K-entertainment to AI news, K-culture and photos. And in our K-Trend Dive segment, we take a look at the latest K-beauty shopping trends in Korea. And with that, let's dive in. Joining us on today's show is Walter Lee. Walter, happy Monday and happy first day of June.
Yes, halfway through the year, so happy Monday to you and hello to our K-Culture Dive viewers. I'm Walter Lee to co-host alongside Soa and fill you in with some of the exciting K-Enter news.
All right, Walter, let's start with K-Enter News then. Now, although the Korean film Hope did not win any award at the Cannes Film Festival, as we had hoped for, but that doesn't stop it from, raising its popularity globally.
Yes, it doesn't at all. So according to distributor Plus M Entertainment, director Hong-jin's film Hope has already recovered nearly half of its production costs through international pre-sales, securing distribution agreements in more than 200 countries and territories. Now, while the company did not reveal the exact sales figures or production budget, it confirmed that the film's global distribution network is already in place. Now, the film, which competed at the 79th Cannes Film Festival, reportedly finalized deals with distribution partners across all major territories during the festival's film market. Now, for English-speaking markets, including North America, distribution rights were acquired by Neon. Now, Mubi will release this film in several European countries, including Spain and Switzerland, while Focus Features and UPI France will oversee France and parts of Africa. Sony Pictures Worldwide Acquisitions has secured distribution rights for some of other territories, including the Middle East and Iceland.
Well, can't wait for the release here in Korea, which should be in summer. For now, that's what we know. But speaking of summer, let's talk about Fresh Lemonade, which is aespa's latest album that you mentioned last Friday.
Yep.
And you're going to talk about today how it's being received.
Yes, so a weekend has passed, and according to SM Entertainment on Saturday, aespa's second full-length album, Lemonade, released, like we said last Friday, sold 840,000 copies on its first day, as well as topping the iTunes Top Albums chart in 19 countries, including Nigeria, Mexico, and Finland. It also entered the top 10 in 38 regions, including the US, France, and Australia, as well as the Netherlands. Now, Lemonade also earned a triple platinum certification on GQ Music, China's largest music platform, which is awarded to releases that surpass $930,000 in sales. Now, in addition, the album ranked #1 on Tencent Music's integrated K-pop charts across 5 streaming platforms. Also in Japan, it did well. Lemonade reached #1 on the Line Music Album Top 100 chart and AWA's Real-Time Rising chart as well.
Very impressive. Now, Walter, let's stick with K-Enter acts and something impressive again, because some of these K-Enter acts have been recognized by Forbes.
Yes.
For what?
Well, K-pop acts including Idol, formerly known as G-Idol, Cortez, and NMIXX have been selected for Forbes 2026 30 Under 30 Asia list in entertainment and sports category. Now, the annual list recognizes young leaders and innovators under the age of 30 who are making a significant impact across Asia and the Pacific region. Now, this year, Idol and NMIXX drew a lot of attention with their latest releases, Mono and Heavy Serenade, respectively. Also, Cortez, who we've been talking about a lot this year, enjoyed major success with their single Red Red, reaching #1 on Melon's Top 100 chart. Now, also included is a little-known person called Lee Jung, who was the choreographer who honored the list with her work performance for Soda Pop, the OST track from Netflix's hit animated film K-pop Demon Hunters.
Well, congrats to all of them, and thank you, Walter, for those updates.
No worries.
And now we move on to our AI anchor Arang for more on the culture front. Arang.
Thanks, Swa. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. South Korean cellist Kim Tae-yeon has won second prize at the 2026 Queen Elizabeth competition. which is considered one of the world's 3 most prestigious classical music competitions. The achievement follows South Korean victories in the competition in 2022 and 2023, highlighting the country's continued strength on the global classical music stage. A former child prodigy, Kim was admitted to the Curtis Institute of Music at the age of 14. She rose to international prominence after winning the Witold Ludosławski International Cello Competition in Warsaw in 2024. Seoul welcomed a record 1.56 million foreign visitors in April, the highest ever for the month. That's up nearly 20% from a year earlier. Chinese nationals accounted for the largest share at 440,000, followed by visitors from Japan, Taiwan, and the United States. Their credit card spending in the capital also hit a record monthly high of 1.15 trillion won, which is almost $760 million and a jump of over 50% year-on-year. It marked the first time foreign visitors' monthly credit card spending in Seoul surpassed the 1 trillion won threshold. The Seoul city government plans to expand multilingual services and improve payment systems to enhance convenience for international travelers. More than 14 million people attended cultural festivals across South Korea last year, marking the highest level on record. The number of foreign participants also topped 100,000 for the second straight year, underscoring the growing global appeal of K-festivals. That's according to a big data analysis by the Korea Tourism Organization on some 60 government-designated festivals held nationwide. The agency estimates that the festivals generated nearly 583 billion won, or more than $384 million in economic value last year, with each festival producing an average daily economic effect of about 1.5 billion won, or $989,000. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Through a single photo at a time, we take a closer look at culture in Korea. This is K-Culture in Photos. The Korean word 투표 means vote, and it often means something bigger: participation, democracy, and making your voice heard. Ahead of South Korea's local election on June 3rd, voters across the country have already taken part in early voting. These photos show election officials carrying out final inspection at polling stations with remarkable precision and care. Now, take a guess. Do you recognize this place? One of Korea's early voting stations was set up right inside Incheon International Airport, allowing travelers and flight crew to cast their ballots before heading overseas. During the early voting period, voters can vote at any polling station nationwide, regardless of where they live, as long as they bring a valid ID. And finally, perhaps the most symbolic image of all, a voter holding up an ink stamp after casting a ballot. In Korea, people often say voting is the flower of democracy. And Korea is also recognized for its advanced election management system, which has drawn international attention over the years. Forget sightseeing for a moment. Many foreign visitors in Korea are now heading straight to the hair salon. These photos show tourists lined up at Korean salons, wearing perm caps and consulting with stylists, hoping for a full K-drama makeover. Some even ask for style hairstyles inspired by Korean celebrities and drama characters. For many visitors, the experience is about more than just a haircut. Korean hair spas, complete with scalp massages, steam treatments, and relaxing head care, have become popular on social media. Search things to do in Korea online, and Korean head spa now appears as a trending recommendation. And many visitors say they are surprised by the combination of affordable prices, high-quality service, and the attention to detail. And judging by these final photos shared online, they seem more than satisfied with the results. One of Jeju-do Island's most famous natural wonders is finally welcoming visitors again. These mystical scenes come from Banjanggul Lava Tube, a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site that reopened last Saturday after 2 years and 5 months of renovation and safety improvements. The cave now offers a safer and more comfortable experience for visitors. Observation decks have been installed throughout the route, while additional safety structures were added in areas where there was a risk from falling rocks. The lighting inside has been replaced with softer LED lights to reduce so-called green pollution caused by artificial light and to better protect the cave's ecosystem. And judging from these photos, glowing in shades of blue, emerald, and purple, the cave still feels just as mysterious and otherworldly as ever. Now, this is a watermelon. Just look at the size difference next to a regular one. A giant super watermelon weighing 23.63 kilograms was recently harvested in Changwon, Gyeongsang-namdo province, more than twice the size of an average watermelon sold in Korea. The farmer behind it, a village chief and veteran grower with more than 30 years of farming experience. But oversized watermelons are not entirely new in Korea. Every summer, giant watermelons occasionally make headlines across the country, drawing curious visitors and excited children eager to hug, lift, and space pose next to them. And these photos from different regions, including Mudungsan and Uryong, show just how enormous some Korean watermelons can become. And honestly, at this size, it feels less like fruit and more like furniture. Still, whether they're giant or regular-sized, watermelons remain one of Korea's most iconic summer foods. Whether through elections, beauty trends, natural wonders, or even giant watermelons, these moments offer a unique glimpse into life and culture in Korea.
What do foreign tourists buy the most when they visit Korea? Cosmetics remain one of the top-selling categories, with Korea's duty-free beauty sales reaching trillions of won annually. But while the interest in beauty products remains, we do see some changing trends. Right, Walter?
Right. In the past, it seemed that places such as duty-free shops or luxury brands were the sort of trend, but now it seems to be moving a little bit more towards, let's say, weirdly, pharmacies or beauty stores as well. But pharmacies is quite interesting. But they seem to be our new trend these days.
Exactly. So today we'll dive into the latest K-beauty shopping trends, and we're going to do that with trend diver Konu back in the studio. Welcome, Konu.
Hello, Konu.
안녕, divers. It's your favorite trend diver, Konu, on duty.
Looking great today, Konu, as always. I love the colors.
How'd I look?
Well, very hip. And we're going to talk about some hip trends when it comes to beauty shopping today.
That is right.
And Konu, it feels like these days, whenever you see foreign tourists walking around in Korea, you see them with some health and beauty shopping bags. It's almost become a course to do this beauty shopping, right?
That is right. Well, speaking of shopping trend here in Korea right now, I believe that you invited the right person to answer this question since I've been a beauty creator for a very long time. Many of y'all think that gay beauty just has grown rapidly like a comet, but in fact, it has long been recognized for its quality. Unlike in the past when its reputation was confined to Asia, it is now recognized and loved by people all around the world thanks to K-pop craze right there. But wait. Do you get it? Do you know what I'm saying here? Do you feel it? Just in case it doesn't, let me just explain in numbers. Let me just, simply put it this way. By 2025, Korea's cosmetic exports were projected to reach $11.4 billion, ranking second in the world. And of course, France is holding the top spot so far, but the fact, K-beauty stores are opening even in major French department stores indicates that growth potential of K-beauty right there. And furthermore, the first K-beauty health and beauty store opened in Pasadena, California a few days ago on 29th. Y'all might think there isn't anything special about this place, this health and beauty store that has a color of this, but there is something different right there. Californians, people who live in California, they are very trend sensitive and serious about skincare, just like me, and reportedly engage in open runs lining up in front of the stores from the evening before it actually opened. Additionally, it is said that dedicated K-beauty corners scheduled to open in major convenience stores in Japan. And since it is a place where you can actually buy wider variety of products at a lower price, even test them out in person, I mean, K-beauty shopping, it's gotta be a shopping trend. That's why it became a must-do for tourists to do when they are traveling here in Korea.
Right.
I did hear about the lines that were produced at the front in California. They were huge. So, but in the past, shopping for beauty products it meant sort of like buying like one or two really expensive products at like a duty-free shop while you're at the airport. But these days, which is, I guess, a good thing, it feels like tourists actually prefer to take the more affordable approach to these products. Have you noticed that as well?
Well, that's a sharp point right there because trend has been a little changed. There is this transition in shopping trend can be explained by three factors right here. And first, the diversification of brands. And like the past, when the primary consumers of K-beauty were only in Asia, it is now consumed by people all around the world. Consequently, various brands are launching and cosmetics with distinct characteristics and efficacy. As a result, tourists visiting Korea can now purchase a wider variety of brand and products that actually suit their skin better with more affordable prices. And second, excellent value for money of K-beauty right there, breaking the conventional stereotype that actually cosmetics must be expensive to be good. And these days, there are a lot of K-beauty products with a reasonable price, with great performances. And in modern society, well, you gotta say that there is access, we can access the information through various social media has increased. Consumers have become more discerning. Therefore, rather than just blindly choosing, just expensive and famous brand, they actually are smart enough to look into it and what's good for my skin. And well, there is actually K-beauty, which allows them to try products before actually purchasing them. And third, the trend on social media. In the past, duty-free shopping was just merely active consumption in the past. However, tourists now shop for K-beauty at health and beauty stores in Korea and share their experiences of trying products themselves on social media. Not only that, but also it's got great efficacy with affordable price, and now you see why K-beauty shopping is becoming trend, not only for people who's actually living in Korea, but also all the people visiting Korea.
Right, and before they make that visit, they could also check Konu's social media to check for some beauty tips for products
right.
as well. But Konu, earlier, Walter did mention it, but people also head to pharmacies. There's actually the phrase K-pharmacy tour when talking about beauty shopping. So please explain, why do foreigners go to Korean pharmacies for beauty shopping?
Well, first of all, I'm very impressed that you guys are actually catching up with the trend here, even the beauty ones, because not so many people, who's living in Korea might not be familiar with this kind of trend, but actually the secret to popularity of K-pharmacy tour here in Korea right now is none other than cosmeceutical products. And when it comes to cosmeceutical products, are a pharmaceutical that offers the effect of cosmetics, and there is a growing trend of products sold exclusively in the pharmacies. And this trend recently has been gaining attention overseas, where doctors or pharmacists, rather than just traditional beauty creators like me, recommend skincare products these days because they are more professional and they're they acquire expertise. So along with this kind of trend, the concept is emerging that pharmacies are no longer just places where you visit when you're sick, but also spaces where you can actually shop anything from skincare to pharmaceuticals. So that's why health and beauty pharmacy stores are increasing in tourist areas such as Seongsu, Myeongdong, Hongdae, and Gangnam. And do you know what's interesting about this?
What?
Well, actually in Korea, these pharmacies are attracting even more attention because they operate experiential stores where customers can actually try them out and compare products firsthand, similar to traditional health and beauty stores. And as a result, the total amount of money spent for foreign tourists at Korean pharmacies has increased by 156% compared to previous year.
Oh, that's impressive.
Impressive indeed. And I'd like to know, what kind of products are foreign tourists interested in? I mean, if you look on social media, there is this sort of things you must buy at Korean pharmacies. So what is the thing that people are interested in these days?
Well, there are actually a lot of stuff you can actually look into in pharmacies, but here's one thing. Let's check this out. So I think it's inevitable for K-pharmacy shopping to become a trend, as unlike traditional health and beauty stores where you can just simply buy products you want. Meanwhile, in the K-pharmacy, you can actually receive product recommendation through professional consultation with a pharmacist and try them out in real. Furthermore, I believe that interpretation service in English, Japanese, or Chinese, along with a transparent pricing system controlled by government, is actually building a more trust. However, like you mentioned, there is a thing called K-pharmacy must-buy items. There are a lot of hashtags like that, and let me break it down here because you might not know what they are, but you got Trend Diver in Culture Wave here, so let me break it down with the first one. Well, first one is actually acne treatments. Various products such as creams and patches that can be applied before and after pimples appear, or depending on the wound, that are actually very popular. Even I, as a beauty creator who's serious about skincare, always buy these items at pharmacies. So please do give it a try when you visit Korea. And second is the scar creams. These are creams designed to elevate scars left after acne, skin treatments, or a surgery, because there are a lot of foreign tourists coming to Korea, not only for just buying K-beauty shopping, but also like skin treatments. You might want to check this out, although you need to use them consistently for a very long time with the mindset that it's better than not applying anything, right? So third is the recovery creams. They often contain PDRN, which is a salmon DNA extract, which is a very trendy ingredient these days, and they're very popular because they're known to be good for skin's elasticity and also regeneration. And fourth is a pain relief patches. This one is very interesting. I mean, y'all might be familiar with the pain relief patches, but for foreign tourists, you might find it a little unfamiliar, but you might want to check this out because I really highly recommend you to try those, because don't you have this kind of moments that you sprain your ankles or wrist very lightly? You kind of feel like you don't really have to go to hospital to see a doctor, but you kind of in a pain. This is when you want to use these pain relief patches, because this is giving you a lot of cooling sensation. Also, you can find a little burning, but at the same time, it gives you that pain relief, and at the same time, you can actually concentrate on something. So I usually apply those behind my neck or ears before I do something special or something important, just like today.
Great tip. Well, Konu, I also used a sunscreen/color cream from a pharmacy, which was very affordable. And yeah, so many great products that you can get at pharmacies. But Konu, briefly, I heard that there is some difference between what kind of products people are interested depending on from which country they are from.
Oh, that's a good question right there, because according to pharmacists, product preferences vary by race. Asian primarily look for acne-related products, and while Westerners actually they're more into a anti-aging product addressing skin dryness, blemish, and wrinkles. Regardless of race, I highly recommend shopping based on cosmetic ingredients, considering the weather or humidity of country you're living in. I mean, Does it ring your bell? No? Well, then if you find it hassle to study ingredients, then you came to the right place. K-Culture Wave, come join us anytime because I, a culture diver, will always explain it to y'all. So just in case you're not familiar with this, I mean, anytime you want, you can just come join us. I'll explain nice and slow with all these ingredients you need.
Okay, and last but not least, Kono, before we let you go, if someone wants to fully enjoy K-beauty shopping in Korea, where would you recommend them to go?
Well, there are so many places you might want to visit, but the thing is, it depends on where you're staying. I mean, if you're staying around in the center of Seoul, I highly recommend you to try Myeongdong because it's right in the center of Seoul. But if you're looking for somewhere like very hot and very crowded, very hip, very trendy, try Seongsu or Hongdae. But if you want to try somewhere like very crowded, but also there are so many stores and restaurants you want to give it a try, Gangnam is the right place. And there's one more shopping tip. If you go for K-beauty shopping here in Korea, make sure that what your skin type is. That way you know what to get. Just don't get anything that's popular or going viral on social media because you might find it useless, even though it's got great reputation. So make sure to know what type of skin type you have and also what kind of ingredients, cosmetic ingredients you need. So these are the tips from beauty creators, professional beauty creators, and also trend diver Gonu.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Konu. Looking forward to what kind of trend you're going to lead us into next time. Thanks.
Thanks, Connie.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here very soon.
See you very soon.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.